excuses. Hey, listen, I'm about man. I can't even get it out, y'all. I can't even get it out because it just feels like more and more excuses, and I feel like Bud warned us, man. Bud warned us a long time ago when they crossed paths and told us what they would say after he beat Errol Spence. And y'all know how big of an Errol Spence fan I am. I rode the fence, man. I wasn't like a lot of y'all. I rode the fence into the last stop before I got off and picked Bud Crawford. Cause I really rock with Errol Spence too. But it's a lot of damn excuses, and he ain't even making these. And for everybody who keeps saying he wasn't himself, he didn't look like himself, I'm gonna tell you guys why he didn't look like himself after we listened to Gary Russell Jr. This is what he had to say about Errol Spence and potentially just hanging him up.
But if you want my honest opinion, I feel like something was wrong with Errol going into that fight. I don't know what it could have been, but I want to say I seen him like doing like a pre-fight workout or something like that. Yeah. And like his sense of distance, range, and like his fine motor skills just seemed like it was a little off when I seen it. You know, it was a couple of days before the fight. I'm like, damn, like he's like he's walking around and like missing a step. He's missing a step, tripping over his feet and shit. You know, it kind of threw me off. So I honestly think something was a little off with Errol going into that fight. They made good money, but if you ask my personal opinion about it, you know, like I say, if I was Errol, I think something neurologically is off. Boxers has been, you know, this is a brutal sport, man. You can truly get hurt. You can truly get injured. You know, sometimes you can die in this sport. You know, from the things that I've seen in that particular fight. Man, I don't know, man. If I was Errol, I'd probably be thinking about hanging him up.
Wow, that's heavy, man, coming from Gary. And see, this isn't the first time we've heard that, right? We've gotten the reports of doctors who, you know, hasn't physically did an exam on Errol Spence, but from what they visibly feel like they saw, that it could be something neurologically wrong with Errol Spence. And the same thing Gary Russell Jr. is saying, that just from looking at him, it appears that the motor skills was off just a couple of days before the fight. And maybe that could be true. Maybe Bud Crawford even damaged him further. Maybe he really does need to think about hanging him up. But for me, I feel like it's more excuses. Why? Because like I said in previous videos over and over and over again, I felt like he did himself a disservice. First of all, Bud Crawford isn't Danny Garcia or your Dennis Ugas, so he's not going to look the same. You know what I'm saying? They keep saying he didn't look the same against those. I mean, he didn't look the same versus Bud Crawford as he did against those guys. It's because they're not Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford's style had a lot to do with Errol Spence not looking like himself, right? Also, you came into this fight off a 15, 16 month layoff. I kept saying this is the biggest fight of Errol Spence's career. There's no way you don't get no real action before you take this fight. You have to get a tune-up or some action in before you take this fight, bro. You got to. You know what I'm saying? It's the biggest fight of your life. You want to be completely prepared. So I think that also had a lot to do with him looking off. It's because he wasn't sharp. And I don't care how much sparring you do, how much training you do. It's nothing like that real fight experience and tuning up. It's you can't get that with sparring and training, bro. You just can't. You know what I mean? It's hard to take that much time off, come back and look good. Even if you look at a lot of fighters' track records, man, when you look at the guys who take long layoffs and when they do come back, a lot of the times they don't look as sharp. It's it's a lot of ring rust is real. You know what I mean? So miss me with the excuses, bro. Maybe there is something wrong with him neurologically. I wouldn't know. To be honest, I couldn't tell no difference. I just felt like he was in there overmatched. I just felt like this was a mismatch, bro. But the excuses is crazy. But maybe Gary Russell, and a few others is on to something about him being neurologically off. Maybe he does need to think about hanging it up. And my thing is, even though everybody's speculating that there's probably something wrong upstairs with Errol Spence, I don't, and I think after this fight, he's financially in a position where he can make some investments and pull out of the fight game comfortably. Will he do that? I doubt it, because ain't nothing wrong with him. He just got his ass whooped. Let's keep it all the way a buck. He got his ass whooped. He ran into a style that he didn't know what to do with, and that shit made him look bad. It made him look so bad, people think something neurologically is wrong with him. But you guys let me know what you think in the comment section, man. Gary Russell Jr. owning something. Should Errol Spence be thinking about hanging it up? Or was it just a mismatch ass whooping that made... They say they keep what that nigga Roy say? They keep saying they ain't fought nobody. I just make them look like they ain't nobody. Y'all must have forget. Big Seal Heavy Bag. Talk to him, Roger.
Most motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing.